Hello, everybody. Hello, this is Shirley from Shirley's Threadwork, and this is Shirley's Wind Down Tuesday. Thank you so much for stopping by. I do appreciate it as always. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Just want to send a shout out to everybody that is watching from YouTube as well as Facebook land. And also want to say hi and thank you to everybody that will be watching the replay. Thank you so much for your support. I do appreciate it. And I'm so glad that you're here joining me tonight. I just realized and just remembered I wasn't on last Tuesday. I totally forgot that. If I'm correct, I think, hi, Robin and Becky, you guys are here. And correct me if I'm wrong, but did I do a Tuesday night live last week? Because I tell you, I've been so busy and so crazy. I can't remember, but I'm pretty sure I didn't do it because I had my eye surgery a week ago yesterday. So I'm pretty sure I didn't do it. Now that I'm getting a little clarification, because I tell you, when you get to be a certain age. So Becky, you said no, I didn't do it Tuesday. So okay, I'm not losing my mind. But I have to tell you, I just realized that because I had totally forgotten that I didn't do one last Tuesday, and I do apologize to everybody because I had mentioned the Tuesday before that I was scheduled to have cataract surgery in my left eye, on my left eye. Um, on the when was it, on the 29th, I believe it was, and the eye surgery went well. It's been a week now, um, and I have to admit that I can see pretty doggone good. The only thing is I will be having to wear readers because reading close up is going to be a little difficult. But today was my first day that I actually drove to work and back home without wearing glasses. And I was tickled pink. I was able to drive and to see without having glasses on. And once I get this other eye done, my right eye done on the 17th of this month, so that'll be another week coming up, that I probably won't do a Tuesday because if I'm not mistaken, let me check my calendar. I don't have one up, so I have to look on my phone. But I think the 17th may be on a Monday as well. Yes, it's on a Monday. So that means Tuesday will be my recovery day. And I'm pretty sure 9 out of 10, I will not be having a live on that Tuesday, the 18th. But I definitely plan on having a live on the 25th, which is going to be the Tuesday before Thanksgiving. So if you guys are in town, around, are able to do it, tune in because there will be one on the 25th. But I'm pretty sure I won't be doing one on the 18th. So I just wanted to give you a heads up. I will put a reminder out there when we get close to them. But my right eye surgery will be on the 17th, and I'll be going through the recovery phase then. They released me yesterday from the multiple drops that I have to put in my eye and the shield I have to wear and the restrictions that they put on you. You can't lift 25 pounds, you can't bend over, a bunch of stuff that goes on. So got my checkup yesterday. Everything was fine. Um, I'm not having any pain. I didn't experience any pain going through the surgery. So I just want to tell you guys that if anybody is thinking of having cataract surgery, need to have cataract surgery, everybody that I spoke to that has had it said that the experience is pretty, uneventful. And I have to concur with that. So far, it has been uneventful. Basically, no pain. No pain. Right after the surgery, I was asked if I was in pain, and I was having just a tinge. And it probably was more of a headache than anything else. And they gave me just regular Tylenol. and that's all I've had to take, and basically just taking it for my regular body ache pain that I normally have. So as far as the eye situation is concerned, it's so far been a piece of cake. Um, Initially, it felt like I had contact lenses in. I felt like I had something in my eye, and it still feels just a little bit like something's in my eye, but that's going away. And the clarity comes better every day, and so that part is really making me happy because I have to tell you, when I drove to work this morning with no glasses on, and I drove home, I had my glasses on, and I pulled them off, and I was like, "Oh my goodness, I can see so much better without them." So I pulled them off. And Carol, you said, hope the surgery went well and you're seeing things brighter now. I am. I definitely am. And hi, Simone. How are you? Hi, Carol. Hi, Betty. How are you? Thank you for stopping by. And Simone, you said, praise the Lord. Thank you so much. Because I tell you, I am definitely happy that things went as well as they have so far. Now, they did tell me yesterday that the second eye surgery often of what's going on than they are when you have the first, which was not that good, that much of good news to me because I wasn't really aware of what was going on when I was having my surgery. And this is not the Shirley surgery night, but I'm just kind of sharing with you guys. But when I had the surgery, movement around my, but I have to admit, I just thought that they were preparing for the surgery, opening up my eye and putting whatever they do to it or so forth and so on, and didn't realize until after the fact that they were actually doing the surgery. Because next thing I know, they were telling me, get out of here, basically. You're done. And I was like, what? It took 10, 15 minutes max. So it's a really quick surgery and stuff. But the most important thing, like I mentioned to the ophthalmologist when she said you're a little bit more aware, I said I don't care about being aware as long as I don't have any pain. If I don't have any pain, I don't see any blades coming near me, then I'm not going to worry about if I remember what you did or not. As long as it doesn't hurt, I don't really care. So she said I won't feel it, so I should be fine. I will keep you guys abreast of how that goes. So that is the saga for me as far as my eye surgery, and so far so good. And I have to tell you, I'm seeing very clearly right now. I'm able to read the chat because it's pretty big. Um, so I will have to wear readers though, which is okay. I knew that, and I don't care about the fact that I have to get some readers because they're so cheap. I get a bunch of them in different colors and different styles and all that kind of stuff, and not be stuck with one style of glasses for 2 years until you upgrade to your next frame or what have you. So in all actuality, I'm cool with that. No big deal. And also, I can watch TV without glasses on. So I'm getting back to the way it used to be many, many, many years ago when I didn't have to wear glasses every day, all day long. So that makes me happy. So I think so far, um, I have spoken to everyone that has come into the chat so far. So that's good to know. And like I said, I'm so glad that you guys are supporting me and coming back, and hopefully more and more people realize that I am on tonight and everything. Because I told you, I totally forgot that I didn't do one last week. That's crazy. That is crazy. So tonight, what we will be talking about is material world. Yeah, I'm not Madonna, but we're gonna, material. I'm not a material girl, but we're gonna be talking about material world when we come down to embroidery, and that is stitching on tricky surfaces. And tonight, I'm gonna kind of talk about mainly cork and faux leather. And I'm going to show you a couple of things that I've done using that cute little things that you can definitely sell. That's kind of important because that's always been our theme. And I'm not sure if I'm going to make this a series. I'm thinking about doing at least two more, uh, talking about various types of material because there's so many different materials out there that you can stitch on that you may have tried or may not have tried. And some things that I haven't tried yet because I am going to be talking about sequins on one of the lives, and I have not done embroidery with sequins. I do have a video that I put out a year or two ago, and I encourage you guys to check it out, where I actually embroidered on wood. So that's a very interesting video that you guys might want to check out because I was astonished to find out that you actually could. And I did embroider on wood. And I have to admit, I don't know what I did with that. So I probably will do that again. Um, and I'm not going to say I'm going to do it before the end of the year because I actually have to find the wood because it's a special thickness of wood that you have to use you because you don't want to damage your machine. But believe it or not, you can embroider on wood. And of course, we all know, that you can embroider on cork and vinyl and leather and PVC and all those kinds of things. But have you done it? That's the thing. Felt, have you done it? Have you tried it? Silk, satin, have you done it? Have you tried it? Organza, again, have you done it? Have you tried it? So those are the things that I'll be talking about because if you haven't done it, it might be something that you want to venture off into because it does broaden your opportunity to do various projects. And I'm big with the embellishment and all those kinds of things. So I do like to um, try different things. So that's what we're talking about tonight. And the material that I'm talking about looks high end if you get the good stuff and stitches beautifully. That's a wonderful thing. And it makes perfect small gifts and quick sellers for the holiday season, which is coming up. So, and these fabrics are trending. Cork is an eco-friendly and stylish material. If you've never stitched on cork before, you really need to try it because there's so many things that you can make and put cork on it. If you're into making any kind of bags or key fobs or things like that, cork is a really good alternative to regular cotton or um, faux leather or vinyl, marine vinyl, or what have you. So I have several different pieces of vinyl that I'm going to show you. And I don't even have nowhere near the variety of I said vinyl, I meant cork. I don't have nowhere near the variety of cork that is out there and available to use. I just have a few samples that I bought and I've had them for a while. I haven't used them all, but this is one that I really like and I hope you can see it pretty good. You see the shine in it, and this is cork, and it's actually looks like gold flecks or something. And the wonderful thing about cork, it's still a fabric because if you look at the inside of it, it is lined with a fabric that is very easy to stitch on, and it is thin as you can see. So it cuts just like regular fabric. So, um, but it holds its shape really well. And again, it is easy to cut, it's easy to stitch, it is very strong, so it holds up. and it makes really nice uh, bags, purses, especially the bottom of the bag. A lot of people do that. A lot of people will add cork to embellish a bag if you're using faux leather, or even if you're using regular cotton and you add some cork to it, that gives it a little bit more flair and a little bit more style. And it just kind of enhances the bag. So that's one sample. Now, this one is like what most people have seen. It's like your regular everyday cork that looks very similar to the cork that you pull out of a wine bottle. Excuse me. And again, it has that backing that makes it really easy to stitch on. And I got these pieces uh, quite a while ago, and I actually got it out of Walmart, to be honest about it. Um, and here's another piece. Now, it doesn't have as many, it does have, and I think this is silver. These are silver flakes that are in this piece. And I think I only got like a quarter of a yard of each piece because I was just sampling it to see how it was going to work for me. And like I said, I have not, you can see where I have cut it out in places. So yes, I've used some of my cork, but not nearly as much as I had thought I was going to do. But I have used it. So those are the cork pieces that I have. I don't think I have any more cork. But what I have done is use the cork for a backing on a key fob. And this is the key fob that I made. And this is a key fob of my machine, the 10 needle machine. And it turned out really, really cute. And I have it, put together and everything. I actually made two of them. The design allowed me to put two of them on one, hooping and everything. They're not earrings, but this is what I made. And I did these a long time ago. So it was my first try, I think, pretty much using faux leather or vinyl as well as cork. And I got this idea from a person in when I was living in Florida. And first time I ever heard about Etsy, and she was in Joanne, and in Florida they had I think a Husqvarna Viking store inside of Joanne, and some of you may have seen this a while back. And she was working there, and she was working on her projects to sell at Etsy, and she was putting together key fobs, just cute little key fobs. And that's the first time I ever saw cork. And I have to be honest, I just thought about it. I think I may have bought the bigger piece, this piece, from Joanne when I was in there, because I think this is like maybe a quarter of a yard. I think I got, yeah, because this more than the rest of them, and the other ones actually came from Walmart, but this one I think I actually got out of Joanne. Not, I'm pretty sure of that. But this is what you can do, and it's so simple, so easy, so cute. And I have no clue where my design is. I know I got it on a key fob somewhere, on a USB somewhere, but I don't know where it is. But this was my first try of sewing on cork. Now, this is, well, I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. So I wanted to show you guys that. Um, Now, what do you use to do this? You can use a regular 7511 needle. You don't need anything special. I have in my machine, and I did do some things last night. I have in my machine 7511 ballpoint all the way across, and that's what I used. It's stitched out fine. Use regular 40 weight polyester thread. I use 99% of my thread. Well, not that's not true. I use mostly Floriani thread, but I do have several spools of other threads as well that I will use if I need that particular color. But my main thread that I normally use the most is Flor. Just any 40 weight thread, good thread will work. And of course your bobbin thread, whatever color to match if that's what you want to do. Now the checklist here says sticky back tearaway stabilizer or a magnetic frame. I use my magnetic frame. As you guys know, I'm a mighty hoop person. So it is a rare occasion I use anything else. And I did not use my Durkee frame, therefore I did not use sticky back stabilizer. I use regular cutaway stabilizer, not cutaway, tearaway. You can use cutaway, but I regular medium weight or lightweight cutaway, but I prefer tearaway because you can just get rid of it and not see any remnants of it. So tearaway stabilizer if you're not using a fast frame or a Durkee frame. Um, and of course, your cork or your vinyl, faux leather, whatever. The trick is to, well, not a trick, but a recommendation is use your scrap because you don't. If you're doing key fobs and little cute things like this, you don't really need big pieces of material, and you can use if you have a mighty hoop, you can use that 5x5 hoop for most of your key fobs and stuff, especially if you're just doing one at a time. You can use that, so you don't need to use anything big. And then also you need your hardware for your snap set, and I'll show you that. I have some things that I want to point out with that as too. Now they mentioned double-sided tape, edge sealer, and rotary cutter. Those things are optional because I didn't use any double-sided tape. You can use either, I use painter's tape mostly, or washi tape, or you can use an adhesive spray. That's up to you. And when I was doing the projects that I did yesterday, one of the projects I used adhesive spray, and one of the products I actually used my painter's tape. So you can use either one, it works. And as far as your rotary cutter, whatever you use to cut your materials and stuff out, now when you get ready to cut it down to the intricacies so you can shape it, you're going to have a nice good pair of scissors, and I do highly recommend that you use the applique scissors because that allows you to get into all the little crevices and stuff if you're going to do some kind of design like this. And I have to tell you, I made this a long time ago, but it was a lot of fun seeing it come to life, and it's one of my favorite little things. I have yet to use it. I have just been keeping it, so I haven't put it on a keychain or anything, but since I have two of it, I've been seriously thinking about doing that. So cork fabric has a woven backing. It doesn't fray. That's the a wonderful thing about it. You can cut it with rotary cutter. You can cut it with regular scissors. You can cut it with applique scissors. All of that, and you're not going to get any fraying. So that is wonderful. And if you're going to float, it floats beautiful. So if you're not actually hooping it down, which I didn't hoop it down, I floated it. You put your stabilizer on there, and then you put your fabric on top and just float it. You don't have to tack it down or anything. And it stitches just like you're doing an applique. You're going to have a placement stitch. Usually your pattern that you get, your design, will have a placement stitch. Then you put your fabric down, then it's going to stitch it, and your instructions will tell you what step to take, step by step to create it. Very, very simple. No big deal. When you're putting your back on, you take the hoop off, turn it up, turn it upside down, put your backing on, either tape it or spray it with adhesive spray and put it back on, and then it stitches the two pieces together and does. And but that's after you've done all of your design on the front, so you don't see all of that thread on the back. So that's pretty much the trick to it. So it's really, really simple. Um, and so that is vinyl. And let me show you some things when it comes down to faux vinyl, because that in itself gives you so many varieties of things to do. I have a multitude of faux vinyl or faux leather. And I'm learning more and more about what works best. And I know initially, the first time I ever used any faux vinyl, I was told to go to Joann or Hobby Lobby and get marine vinyl. And a lot of people use marine vinyl. It works well, it's fine. However, I have learned that depending upon your project, marine vinyl may be just a tad bit thicker than you would want to use. And the reason I'm saying that, I have experienced the totes and things that I just made, and I did use marine vinyl that I purchased from Hobby Lobby because I didn't have enough of what I already had to do both purses, the wallet and the purse, and I wanted them to be identical, to be a set. So I went to Hobby Lobby and bought more, and that's what they sell. But when it came down to doing my sewing on my sewing machine and turning it and stuff, I realized the thickness of the marine vinyl versus the PFC, I believe is what it's called, that is recommended by, if you watch like Sally Tomato that does bags, she's on YouTube. It's called Sally, Sallie, tomato, like the vegetable. She sells vinyl, and she recommends that you use a polyurethane. So it's a polyurethane. I can't remember what the initials are, but it's a polyurethane. Now, Sweet Pea used to sell it as well. Unfortunately, Sweet Pea got rid of all of their supplies and they're only selling designs now. But I did buy quite a bit of their polyurethane vinyl from them before they stopped selling it. And I only pulled out like three of what I bought. I think I bought at least six or seven of them because they came in really pretty colors. And the thing is the thickness of it. These are 18 by 25. Here goes the glasses, y'all. I'm trying to read. Yep, it's 18 by 25 inches of faux leather. And I was hoping they had the thickness on here, but I don't see what the thickness is. Let me see. It's the PU leather, is what they call it. PU, polyurethane, also known as synthetic leather. Uh, is an imitation of the real leather created from polyurethane, a plastic with similar feel and aspect to leather, but without involving animals. And it's 100% PU leather, which is an artificial material that does not involve animals, as I said, and it is considered vegan. So any of your PU leather, and that's what I recommend over marine vinyl when you're making bags and things like that. And that's simply because it's a tad bit thinner and easier to manipulate. So I'm going to open this up and just get a feel and see if I can compare it to the other ones that I had. Oh yes, I can definitely tell. I can definitely tell the difference. It is so much thinner than the marine vinyl. So this would be a charm. And the reason I didn't use this is because I only bought one roll of each color, and I regretted that because at the time that I was buying it, I did not realize that Sweet Pea was going. Well, I don't want to say going out of business, but they weren't going to be selling their uh, sewing supply anymore, and I wouldn't be able to get the colors and stuff anymore. Because if I had known that, I would have bought more than just one of each color. Because I was just picking stuff, and I regret that because when I got ready to make the purses and stuff, I really wanted to use the PU leather, but I didn't have enough of any one color that would have done both bags. Now, I don't know if you can really tell just by looking at it on screen. Let me back it up a little bit. But this is so thin, but it's tough. I mean, it's not fragile. So you can definitely make purses and things out of it and it's going to hold, but it's almost like fabric almost because and that will make it easier to sew on or easier, especially the sewing part. Now, the stitching on your machine is not going to make that big of a difference. But if you're going to actually put together a project that requires you to embroider on a machine, then take the pieces and put them together on your sewing machine. It's important to remember that your PU leather is thinner and it's going to work better for you and it's going to be easier. I see you, Pearl, where you say you bought very nice faux leather at Michael's that was thin but very soft and luxurious. And yes, Michael's. I haven't bought any faux leather. Oh, Michael's. Is this since they started selling fabric? Because I've never bought fabric from Michael. I've only bought fabric from our faux leather from Joanne, Hobby Lobby, and Walmart. So anyway, but I am loving this. And I most likely will, and I know Sally tomato stuff like this is expensive. This probably is expensive as well, but I happen to have gotten it on sale, so it wasn't for me. But her rolls are kind of expensive, but worth it. If I'm going to make a bag going forward, I promise you, this is what I'm going to be using. I'm not going to use marine vinyl at all anymore. And that's kind of sad to say because I got a lot of it. I got to figure out what I'm going to do with it. Because I bought this beautiful piece out of Walmart. And I bought it specifically to make a bag out of it. And I have yet to do it. And it's not terrible. It's very soft and pliable. So it may work out very well for me, but it's just a tad bit thicker than the piece that I just put down. And this is the I don't know if this is considered marine vinyl or PU. I got it out. I got this out of Walmart, and I don't know if you can tell, but this is brown, not black. But I just love the intricate detail in it, and I got it because I wanted to make a bag. And of course, you don't have to do anything with this. I mean, you could add a plain contrasting color or something to make your bag a lot more interesting, which is probably what I would do. But I just wanted to show this to you. And I think I probably got at least a yard of it. So I should be able to get a nice bag out of it. And when I bought my PU leather from Sweet Pea, I bought different textures. Now this, I'm not going to open it, but this, I hope you can see, it has a little bit of texture on it. And this is silver. And then this one is even a different texture than, let me back it up a little bit, than the silver. So I just wanted to show you guys what the PU looks like, and then compare that to marine vinyl. Now this is marine vinyl, and this is what I was using at first. And I don't know if you can tell, but it's not as pliable. You see how it kind of wrinkled up? So that means it's a little thicker and a little stiffer. And this is what I've been using to do things with, and not realizing the difference because I wasn't told that. I was introduced to faux leather via marine vinyl. And so, of course, that's what I purchased. But I just wanted to point out the difference for anybody that's interested in doing this, because we're talking about different fabrics. You can stitch on this. It stitches very well. If you're making key fobs, key change, um, uh, any of those kinds of things like what I'm showing you here, this is perfect. It works absolutely perfect. It is easy to work with. It's easy to cut and everything. No big deal. You can use your rotary cutter, regular scissors, not your fabric scissors, but regular scissors. Um, um, Applique scissors, those kinds of things. But keep in mind it's going to be a little thicker. And then we have, oh, you can't tell. You cannot see all the glitter. I wanted you to see the glitter, and I don't think you can see the glitter. It's it's washed out. You can't see the glitter. Too bad. Let me see. I told you I have a multitude of vinyl. I don't know why I got into the vinyl kick, but at one point that's what I had. You might be able to, oh yeah, you can see the glitter on this one. This one still has the carrier sheet on it. So you can stitch on this as well. And I have. And so you can see the beauty of it, the glitter. I have several pieces like this. And it makes pretty projects too. Really pretty projects. I got this from a shop that is no longer in business, and I can't remember the name of it, but they went out of business, closed up or whatever. I don't know, so they're not available. But I bought my stuff from them, and I did it years ago. Let me see, the invoice is still in here. Oh, Perfect Buddies. I thought that's what it was. But these sheets were only like $4 a sheet. And I had bought these Perfect Buddies. That's where I got it from. I don't even know if they still in business or not. So Inspired by Bonnie. I think they went out of business. And she sold these glitter flex vinyl sheets for $3.95 a sheet. And I bought the design from her, and I bought the glitter vinyl to make the little puppies and stuff. And I never did get around to it. And I hate that because they are so cute. And I may do that one day. But they were for appliques. That was for appliques. And that's where this piece came from as well. But I did use that last night. So, do I have any different faux vinyl? I think that's about all the faux vinyl that I pulled out. So, faux leather or PU leather is a vinyl coated, slightly stretchy, and it is best stitched at lower speed to prevent perforation because you can put holes in leather and they don't go away. And it's the same thing that will happen with your faux leather. So you have to be very careful. It doesn't fray as well, and it does have that cloth backing. And you can use it the exact same way you use cork. If you want to use sticky tearaway paper, or you can hoop it, float it rather on a magnetic hoop or mighty hoop. But the main thing to keep in mind is do not use pins. Do not use pins. You have to use clips because if you use pins, the holes are going to be permanent. Now, Pearl, you said that you took a chance and made a mug rug with embroidery leather, but you used a cotton backing. Okay, that works. And Carol, you said there are so many places to get faux leather vinyl these days. You just got 3 rolls today from what Indu Love Creation. So pretty. Indu Love. I'm not familiar with them. But yeah, thank you for telling us that. And Pearl, you said that you got your nice faux leather that you were telling us about from Michael's, but you said it was before Joanne closed. So I did not know Michael was selling that before. I guess I did because they were selling all the Cricket vinyls and the Make It vinyls and what other vinyls, and Caesar, all of that. So yeah, I guess they did. I'm tripping. I forgot all about that because I haven't been in the Michael in a minute. I haven't been in a month. And who was that said they had a cork soup? Cork soup. That is cute. I hadn't heard of that before. Pearl, that was you. You said you made a cork, C-O-R-K, cork soup years ago. Wow, that is cool. And Carol, you say you love embroidering on a cork. Okay. And hi, ATB Marketing. Thank you for stopping by. That is cool. Uh, I'm not that familiar with cork, whereas I would make a suit with it. But that just proves that my point that I was saying, how durable and obviously flexible in order to make a suit out of it, and you can actually wear it. Now, I did bring out another piece of fabric or some more fabric that's not on the list, but I found it. I was looking for it because I was going to put it on the list and I couldn't find it, so I didn't put it on the list, and now I found it. And I'll be talking on another live because I'm going to make a project out of it as well. But felt. Have any of you made felties, as they call them, or made things out of felt? I have to be honest, I don't think I have. And I have lots of felt. This is a pack of felt that I got from, let's see if you can see the name, Sulky. I got this Sulky felty package. And all of this is supposed to be washable needle felt fabric. The thickness is 1.5 millimeters and it is 100% polyester. And it is washable. So you can make all the little stuffies and all the little cute little toys and different what that people make for the little kitties and stuff. And they make it out of felt. Now, I do have one particular project that I know that at some point I'm going to make, and it's going to be all felt. Um, so I'm gonna give this a try and use it. But me personally, I don't think I've done anything with felt. I can't think of anything that I've made with felt. That's surprising to me because I try a little bit of everything, and that's one thing that I haven't done. So let me show you something else. Now, this one I tried to do yesterday, and I finished it, but you can't see it. I got my little hole puncher in here, and it's not even really showing. There you go. I hope you can see that's an S. And what you can't probably tell is puffy. I use um, puff foam in here now, and it's not successful. Let me put it that way. It didn't turn out the way I had hoped it would turn out. It's not as puffy as I had hoped. And I used the 3 millimeter puff. I'm going to show you what I used. I used a piece of this puff foam that I ordered, I believe, from All Brand or All Stitch. And I have used this to use on hats, and I have several pieces of this. But it's not my normal um, puff foam that I normally use. And so I was a bit disappointed with how that turned out. What I have normally used for my puff designs has been this. And I know I mentioned this on another live that I did about making sure that when you do your puff stuff that you use the right kind of foam. You don't want to use regular craft foam. You want to use the puff foam that is specifically for embroidery. And I get it from Sulky. They're small. I think the size is, this package comes with 12 different colors in 2 and 3 millimeters. I didn't even know the size. Oh, okay, I can tell now that they're different in thickness. It is machine washable, water resistant, non-toxic. Of course, do not iron or dry clean. Puff foam, puffy foam, which is what they call this, is high quality embroidery foam exclusively made for computerized embroidery and home sewing machine. It is not craft foam. Never risk damaging your machine with craft foam. So I highly recommend that if you're going to buy foam, use what they consider to be craft foam. And this is one that you know that you can be comfortable with. And this is supposed to be another one that you can be comfortable with. And this is the size, I think like 18 by 20 or something like that. I can't remember how much each sheet because I bought several sheets in different colors. And I was that last night, but I couldn't find it. Now this is my see how the thickness of this is my 3 millimeter. And let me see if I can find one in here that I think is a 2. Yeah, this is not as thick. You can't really tell that big of a difference, but you can feel it. This is a 2, and this is a 3. Now, some people like to do 6. So can you imagine, just put these two together and that'll give you 5 millimeters. So just think about how puffy that will be. If you decide to make something and use 6 millimeters or 5 millimeters, make sure your design is digitized for that. so it will work for you. But this is, I wanted to show you this because um, this is what I buy and this is what I've been using, and I've been very successful getting my puff to puff the way I want it to puff. Now, that one that I just showed you, that little keychain, again, I wasn't quite happy with the turnout, bit disappointed. It didn't puff the way I wanted it to do. And I used that glitter vinyl, and I used cork glitter vinyl on the front, and I used cork on the back. Um, but I'm not happy. I wasn't happy with the design itself, to be honest about it. And I'm just not happy with the way it turned out. But it is what it is. Sometimes it's a hit and miss situation sometimes. So let me show you a couple of more things. This particular um, now you said that looked just like what you just had. Now this is a gift. This was actually Jeanette Woods from um, oh gosh, Puerto Rico's Baroque Sewing and Craft gave me this, and this is actually a sanitizer holder. That's what this is. It has the hole here, and you put your little sanitizer thing in here, and of course that's the hole. So and then you got your snap and everything, and then you can put this on your keychain or your purse or whatever if you want to. And again, this is the 10 needle, maybe the very same one that I have. I don't know. But anyway, I can't find my design. I gotta look for it. I even went back on, I thought I got it from Etsy. I'm not 100% sure. And I went back and I couldn't find it anywhere to be sold. So I don't know. But this is, like I said, Jeanette gave this to me. So that turned out really cute. Now, I made this last night because I wanted to do not only a key fob, I wanted to do a luggage tag. And I just did a plain simple one, um, but I can dress it up and make it fancy. But I think it turned out really cute. It looks almost like the ones that you buy. I was quite impressed with the ease of it. I was worried about my strap thing coming undone the way they had it, but it looks like it is pretty secure. It's not going to come undone. And actually, I could put this as vinyl, and where did my piece go? I'll find it in a minute. I got a PVC. I got a piece of plastic PVC that clear, and I stitched on that as well. So we're talking about three different material particular item. I have marine vinyl, I have cork, and the part that's clear is my PVC clear plastic that I use to make this with. And it's a simple design, and it was, oh gosh, Embroidery Garden, I believe, a design from Embroidery Garden. Wasn't the design was like $7, so it ain't cheap. But I trusted her, and she gave very good directions. This particular design, if I'm not mistaken, was like a 6 by 10. So I put it in my 8 by 13 mighty hoop because the strap comes with it. So when you're making it, that's how you're making it. So it's going to be out like that. And then when you're done with it, then that's when you get and lock it in. and you get very good directions. At first, I didn't think I understood what they were saying, but I figured it out, and it turned out not to be very difficult to do. And it was quite simple. And like I said, I'm very happy with how it turned out because it, like I said, it looks just like the tags that you actually buy out the store. It has that design. And if I chose to, I could have actually taken the time and put a design. I could have used uh, another marine vinyl or a PU or whatever I wanted to use. I even saw people do it with cloth, which I wouldn't do it with cloth, but you could. But probably will put like some type of line on the back. This is the back. So what you would have to do is cut your fabric out and all of that, put it on, put your design on here, and make sure that you don't put it in the area where you got to put the slit rather, because the card goes in there. And I just put my business card in there. That's just temporary. If I don't know if I'm gonna put anything else in there or not, but that's my business card. So I just stuck that in there because I wanted to see what it was gonna look like. And um, I went from there to this all. Can I get this off? Go. Okay, got it off. Okay, so that Don, how you doing? And somebody said they were making, I guess, making the mug rug out of. I never thought about that, but I guess that would be cool idea to try that because you can use a PU or faux leather or cork or whatever. You can use it in so many different projects. That's what makes it really cool. And like I mentioned at the very beginning, how you can make gifts and things to sell, and you keep it on trend, and you also make it different. Now, like I did see some samples of people make key fobs and keychains and the things like I showed you out of fabric. I wasn't a fan at how it turned out. It didn't look very durable, I guess would be the best way of putting it. They probably did it because they wanted something that they could probably wash or whatever, but I don't think that would be an issue keeping it clean. But this is cute. I love. I think it turned out really really cute. I'm trying to look and see whatever happened to my PVC. Here it is. I knew I had a piece of just clear vinyl, and I got this out of Hobby Lobby. And when I picked it, I didn't pick the thinnest piece, but I definitely didn't get the thickest one because I wanted it to be pliable and easy to stitch on and all of that. So you definitely on this. And like I said, this particular project right here has 3 different materials to it. So you got your marine vinyl and your PVC plastic. We're moving right along with the different materials that you can use. I could do this with felt. I think felt would work really well with this. And you definitely can do your key fobs and different things like that using felt, as it stands up really really good too. Uh, let me see. The most what you need to remember in using different fabrics, and especially the fabrics that we're talking about tonight, is you have to do anything different than what you're already used to. That's the good about it. You don't have to have special needles, special threads, special scissors. You don't have to have any of that. You also, for those of us that have cutting machines, you can cut it out with your cutting machine, whatever your design thing is, because your cutting machines will cut. Most of them can be set um, faux leather, and they can be set to cork, and they can be set to cut your PVC. You can do that if you choose to do that. For me, I can cut my stuff out quicker just by hand, but it is the option is there. So hi Jenny, how are you? Let me see who else popped in. Pearl, how are you? Uh, we let me see. Shauna said hi, and Carol, you said you did vinyl luggage tags for your family when they went to Costa Rica. Each had a different embroidered animal. They were fun to do. Great, yes, excellent gifts, excellent gifts, and that's something that I'm thinking about doing. Like I said, I tried this because I thought I was having a hard time finding a luggage tag design that I liked, to be honest about it. And I just picked this because I like the look because it looked like something that you can buy out of, how you go to the luggage section in Walmart or someplace, or even in the airport, and they got tags and locks and what have you, and they have tags in here that look like this. So I just got it for that, but I'm going to get something that's going to be cute and unique, like you did, Carol, to put on our luggage, because you want to stand out over and above what everybody else has. Even though you can make this stand out as well just by using different types or different colors or different designs. Because when you're about cork and your PU leather, they come in such a huge variety of colors, designs, all of that. Even your PVC, they come with designs on them as well. They don't have to necessarily be just totally clear. Now, if you're going to use it as a window to put your card in, I would recommend clear so people can read it. But if you're using this to do designs, and I'm going to show you this, but I didn't make it. I want to make one. I intend to make one. But for those of you that may have already made one or thinking about making one, you can, and this is kind of a really thick and not very pliable um, PVC, and I don't care for that too much. I was just checking this out. But anyway, it's sturdy. It would work. But I want to make a bag like this. And if you choose to make a bag or something, the clear bag, because you use them in the when you're going to the games, people use them in the airport, different places they go where they want to see. They used to make the kids go to clear backpacks and all that kind of stuff. So there's still places where people carry clear bags and stuff, which at first time I saw it, I thought it was stupid. Now I think it's really cute. But no, I did not make this. Don't get confused. I couldn't make it this pretty and this good. I can tell you that right now. At least not the first try. After my second or third try, I might be able to get it pretty good. But this is really cute. But I did not make it. But I do intend to try to make something similar to this at some point, because I do have plenty of PVC. But the point I wanted to make is that you can get the PVC with designs on it. And if you're thinking about key fobs, luggage tags, all those kinds of things, and you pull very similar or common, I guess, design like this, you can still make it stand out by personalizing it. Like I said, the next one I make, I think I'm going to put some kind of a design or something on it. And you can definitely use different colors, and if you want to use all cork or all PU or whatever to make it your own. You can. It is so easy to do because it's easy to stitch on. And you can just do that just by using your own software and creating it for you. Um, Pearl, you said sometimes you struggle with sewing small things, small items than you do with larger items. Yes and no for me. If I'm sewing on a sewing machine, yes. If I'm stitching on an embroidery machine, so far, I've not found that to be an issue. The biggest issue may be uh, cutting it out, because this, when you have movement like this, when you have all the indentations, ins and outs and stuff, you need a really good sharp applique scissor, and in order to get it to look neat enough, and without cut without cutting your threads and everything. So if you're good at cutting out applique, you should be pretty good cutting this out as well. And but that would be the struggle, because the smaller it is and the more intricate cuts on it will make it difficult. But just putting it on a machine, on your embroidery machine, whether it's a flatbed or a multi-needle, that part doesn't bother me. But I tell you, if it's on a sewing machine where I have the control of making sure my lines, my stitches, or my seams, or whatever it is that I'm doing is straight, we may have an issue. I'm just being honest. I'm still, I think I mentioned before that I want to get much, much better with bag making, because I like making bags, but I'm learning. And the more I make them, the more I learn what materials to use and what not to use and what to do. So the more you do it, the more you learn. And that part is good. Um, Trial and error. You don't know how to do something if you never try to do it. And that's the thing that I always try to encourage with everybody that watches me. I will make almost anything, especially if I see that someone else has done it. Then I'm like, yeah, I'm going to give it a try. It may not turn out right time, and I promise you, most of the time it doesn't. But after I do it the first time or even the second time, I figure it out. Because I never will forget my first adventure that I had making um, the cute little tennis shoe thing. Let me get it. I think I know where it is. Hold on. I think, do I know where they are? Hold on. I discovered some of my crafting stuff the other day, which I was like, oh, that's where they are. But do I even have one? Yeah. This was a thing a while back. And the first time I saw this cute little bag, and the last time I checked on Etsy, on hiatus for a while, they and I don't even know if you could buy anything from them right. And bought several designs. But the first time I saw this design and tried to make it, it was an epic fail. I'm gonna just tell you, it was an epic fail. I had just got comfortable with doing appliques, and I wanted to jump off with both feet and try it. And the first one I did was horrible. It was wrong. And I messed up with the lining because I didn't understand the instructions. And that's usually the issue. So it was user's error. But I kept going until I figured out how to do it. And then I fell in love with it to the point where I have made a whole meal. And then I have a hamburger that I got to get made. And we're going to be eating some popcorn. Just went crazy. And then I've made that I've actually sold or given away. So I got to the point where it just turned out to be something that I loved doing. And I know I have at least 2 or 3 more of their designs that I have yet to make. But anyway, it got easier and better and easier and better. And that's what I'm trying to express, is that if you mess up the first time, just keep trying. Don't quit. Just keep trying. And then you'll get it. And that's how you learn. And then you get comfortable, and then you realize it's not as difficult as you thought it was. Because that's what happened. I realized, oh, this wasn't as bad as I thought it was. I thought it was a big, oh my goodness, I'll never get it in. And all of that kind of stuff. Once I understood what it was, the concept that I was trying to do, it became a lot easier to do. Hi, Sean. How you doing? All things Sean. She's visiting us tonight. Everybody say hi to Sean. And like I said, don't forget to watch her live and subscribe. And we have our other Sean that's on here as well. And Sean at Go Savvy Designs. And again, she has her live stream as well. So don't forget to watch her and subscribe as well. Thank you guys for dropping by. I do appreciate your support. So yeah, and then I brought out and I did the little pumpkin thing too. And I know I have this one on video. I don't have the rest of them on video, but I know I put this little thing on video. And I made this a year or so ago. Again, with all the little purses and stuff. And there was a time, again, when I first got my hands on marine vinyl, I stepped out and I said, I'm going to make bags. And I think these designs came from Urban Thread. I want to say it's Urban Thread design, but they're cute little bags that you can carry. I didn't put a or anything on it, but I mean, I could actually use it. I haven't, but I thought they were so cute. I thought they were so cute, and it's lined and everything, and all made in the hoop. And as you guys know, I love all of the texture and all of that. That's what draws me to all of this. And again, same thing, the butter. I'm pretty sure that I got these from Urban Thread because I did this one as well. And I know this came from Urban Thread. And all of these are made with I'm pretty sure all of this is marine vinyl. And then the owl. I didn't finish. I don't think I finished the owl. Or maybe I didn't put a strap on it. That's what I didn't do. That. And all of it with but going forward, I would be using the PU. If I had to make all of these things over again, it would definitely be the PU leather versus marine vinyl because it would give me a different feel, number one. And number two, I think it would be easier to put together. And that's what you want to do. You want to make your project come out looking really good, and you want to be able to make um, the project easier to do. And who haven't I spoken to? Francia. You have a question. Let me put this up here. You want a response. See what it is. I have a question. How to embroider baby blankets? The one that the fabric looks embroidery. I don't know if you can understand me. I'm not quite sure what your question is. How to embroider on baby blankets, I'm assuming, and you're asking about the fabric that looks like it's already embroidered. Are you talking about heirloom quilts? I'm assuming you're talking about heirloom quilts because it already is quilted, and it's quilted, and then you embroider on top of it. And if you're like, and I don't have one I can pull out right at hand. I had a bunch of them, but I do not have one that I can put my hand on. I wish I did, because I know I have one. I just don't know where it is. Um, but I'm thinking you're talking about heirloom. No, that's not what you're talking about. So, because Robin asked the same question, do you mean heirloom baby blankets you can embroider on it without stabilizing it? And you said no. So we're not quite sure what you're asking about, Francia. So ask it in a different way, and maybe we can figure it out and help you out. And Sean, you're saying you use some clear vinyl for a boxy makeup bag, but doing a top stitch on that is not for the weak. Uh-huh. I can imagine. I can imagine. And of course, I'm sure you have used a top stitch needle in order to be able to do that. You know what I saw a video which I didn't know even existed. I saw a video of someone doing top stitching with a double eye needle. And I don't know if you've used a double eye needle or anything like that, but it looked really nice. And um, um, that might be something to try with the clear vinyl. I don't know, but yeah, I can imagine that would be a challenge. Now, Carol, which is also a good idea that you're putting up here, you use hair dryer to soften your bags to help them turn out easier. Just careful to not get it too hot. Yeah, I agree. That makes sense. And back to you, Francia. You said you're talking about the one that looks like crochet. Uh, Baby blanket that looks like crochet. I'm not sure. Well, let me put it this way for me. Obviously, I've not stitched on one. I have definitely stitched on the heirloom quilts, and they stitch very well. And just like Robin said, you don't have to have stabilizer. I've done both with and without stabilizer. Of course, I prefer not using the stabilizer because you honestly don't have to. Um, and Robin, you say you don't know about that one. You can embroider on a knitted blanket. Yes. And I'm assuming that maybe what you're talking about. My recommendation, and anybody can hop in with their suggestion, if you're going to embroider on a blanket that looks like crochet or knit or what have you, It is stretchy. It is movable. I don't know if you're talking about minky or anything like that because those are challenging too. I would recommend you do a binding block. I think that's what it's called, where you stable. Not only are you using stabilizer, and you might want to use like a sulky solvy because it's ultra solvy because it's thick and you can pull it off and people can't see the stabilizer, but it gives you more stability. But put that binding block around it to keep it from moving and stretching when you're getting ready to embroider on it, and that should be very helpful. If anybody else have any other recommendation or suggestion, please put it in the chat. And let me see, Sean, you said, are you talking about the faux embroidered stock fabric? Which I'm not sure what that is either. And the other Sean, we have two Seans on here. One is SHUN and one is SHON, and they both have their own um, live. So check them out. Sean says the use of Teflon foot with clear vinyl is important. I made over 50 of those last Christmas and it was a thing. Okay. Yes. Have Does Teflon work better than the walking foot or the roller foot, Sean? I have used only walking foot and I was quite impressed. And I didn't do it with the clear vinyl, but I did do it with my marine vinyl. So, and I was quite impressed with how well it works. I know they recommend Teflon foot or the roller foot for that. So I would think it probably would work with the clear vinyl as well. Have you used that? Um, and let me see, what's the other question? We're trying to help you out, Francina, because I tell you, I don't know what it is that you're asking. And all things Sean says are embroidery fabric. I don't know, BRODERIE. I don't know what kind of fabric that is, but is that what you're talking about? Ah, I hear you. I hear you, Sean. You said thank you, Sean, but I will try the Teflon foot, but I doubt if I do those again. I heard that. I get you. Sometimes you've gone as far as you want to go with some things. I don't need to try that again. And then the other Sean said marine and that clear are really different. The Teflon is for the clear. Okay. 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 I haven't tried that. And Pearl, you said Teflon works for you with the faux leather. Yeah, that's what I have read about the Teflon foot for faux leather as well. But I can understand where because that this clear leather, this PVC, it sticks. It sticks to itself. See? See how that it will stick to itself. So I know it's sticking to that foot. I know that. So I can definitely relate to using the Teflon foot with your PVC vinyl. That should work. That should make things a lot easier. And see, ladies and gentlemen, if there are any out there, how it is. The testament of using various fabric to do your designs, your projects and what have you, and not just sticking to your traditional everyday quilters cotton and stuff like that, which broadens the adventure. It makes your project special, and especially if you're putting together something that you're trying to sell and you want it to look different than what everybody else has. That's what draws people to your products, because they don't want to see themselves walking down the street. They want to say, this is unique, this is mine. And especially if they had it made and everything, they want it to be personalized and look different. And if you're using different fabrics, different colors, different techniques, all of those things, it makes your thing stand out and makes it sell a lot better. And I know all things Sean. I saw your box bag you did with the ruffles. I thought that was so cute. I saw, what was the other bag that I just saw you do? Was it camo? Or am I dreaming? Was it the camo? And I was like, I gotta get like her. I gotta get like her and get better with my bags. I gotta get like you and get better with my bags. It's practice. I just have to do more of them, and that's exactly what I intend to do. Um, when I get done with some of these projects that I have to do, that I'm working on right now, I will be definitely trying to do more bags. Uh, Sean at Go Savage Design, the clear tint stuck on the sides of the machine. I placed some tissue under the sides to help it slide on the side. Okay, yeah, I can see that. I can definitely see that, because like I said, it sticks to itself. So see how it sticks to itself. So it definitely, if it's going to stick to itself, it's going to stick to the surface that it's on, and it's definitely going to stick to the foot that you're using it on. So keep that in mind. And I'm so glad you ladies brought that up. And also the tip about using the Teflon foot. So if you're going to make a Teflon, not a Teflon, you're going to make a clear bag like I'm hoping to be able to do, then I'm already on it with the Teflon foot. And remember, you guys, a month or so ago, I talked about the Madame So box of feet, presser feet. I have that box, obviously. So I got my Teflon, I got my roller, I got my walking foot, and I got a whole bunch of more feet that I'll be able to use and give it a go. I'm excited about giving that a try. And then Sean said, yes, that was the pink bag. So, oh yeah, she's doing it with those box corners. Oh, they're looking so cute, 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 cute. I gotta get like you, girl, and get on it. Get on it. I made, and I don't have it because it was a gift that I made for my girlfriend that I work for. Um, I made her a matching set because she travels. I made her the not the bag like you have, but it's a cosmetic bag with the ruffle top. I think I got the one that designed by Juju Soul, and I made that for her cosmetic, and I put her name and I put her cosmetic on there, and then I also made her a box uh, bag. Got the design from Sweet Pea, and I think it's the strips. And I made her that bag. And it turned out okay. Wasn't perfect, but it turned out okay. But it did make me realize I needed this, because I every I just need a little bit more practice. It came out fine. I mean, it looks like it's supposed to look. I just had to struggle with those box corners a little bit to make sure that they come out and everything correctly. Oh, okay. All things Sean, you said you just ordered the Teflon foot from Amazon. Teflon foot for your Juki from Amazon. Okay, great. Perfect. Perfect. And Carol, you're saying you have taped the thicker water soluble stabilizer to the table of your 10 needle to keep vinyl from sticking when adding the back to your key fob. Okay, you tape the thicker water soluble stabilizer to the table of your 10 needle to keep the vinyl from sticking when you're adding the back to the key fob. Okay. I yeah, I haven't had that issue. But that's a good idea. Good tip. Thank you. Good tip. Good tip. So who are I don't know if I said hi to you, Jenny, but I did see you come on. Hi, Jenny. I know you said you were late, but don't worry about it. No big deal. So, Francia, did we help you? Did we answer your question? I hope we did. If not, just, if you could give us a little bit more hint. You said it looks like crochet. I gave you my thought about how to uh, embroider on something that looks like it's maybe crochet, knit, or what have you. I don't know if anybody else has any other suggestions, and I don't know if that is the answer, the question that you were asking, and if that answer works for you. But hopefully, it does, because I do want to make sure that you while we have everybody out here with all the different experiences that we have and what have you, because trust me, we have tons of experience with all the people that watch, even those that may be watching and have not come into the chat. If you know what Francia is talking about and you have a suggestion, just pop into the chat with the answer and you can pop right back out. No big deal. No big deal. Because I know a lot of people do watch, they'll come in and everything. And you're like me. I 90% of the time I am watching on my TV, but I am texting or chatting on my phone. So because I like to lay up in the bed and had a big screen TV staring me in my face, and then I get on the phone and do my typing and chatting and what have you, and add my little 2 cents or whatever it is that I want to do, to at least let the person know, the ones that I'm watching, that yes, I'm watching you. Even if I don't have anything to add or whatever, I always like to say hi or something, because I want people to know, yes, I do watch you. And sometimes I don't get a chance to do that because, like Sean, all things Sean, you do a lot of shorts and what have you. A lot of times I don't get a chance to watch you live. But when you pop up on my feed, because I get notified, I've hit the bell, and I see that you got something, then I'll hop in right quick, especially if it's a short or something. I'll look at the short and all that kind of stuff. And because you always coming up with something new. Always. Because you have got, I mentioned earlier before you came on that I'm going to try to do something with some sequence. I have some sequence. The first time I saw you do stuff with sequence, I went out and bought some. I haven't used it yet, but I am going to go ahead and make something with the sequence. And I noticed I saw Angela Jasmina, had something where she did some embroidery with sequence. So look at what you started. Look what you started. So I'm definitely going to give that a try. See what I how successful hopefully I will be with that particular material, and how well does my machine tolerate it. Obviously, it must not be too bad, because I have seen you do the applique and everything with the sequence. So that's another material that I will be talking about um, in another live that I do. There's several more materials that I do want to talk about or show you where I have done some projects or something with it. Um, and I have this little cheat sheet that I mentioned about what you need to stitch on cork and faux leather. And basically, as I was saying, you don't need anything special. That's the good thing about it. What you normally use on a regular day, you can definitely use that faux with your faux leather or your PU leather and your cork. Now, I also got information about cost, a little bit of cost. The hardware, the materials used, depending upon what you're going to make, estimate like if you're going to do a key fob or a luggage tag or something small like that, your material may estimate around $1, $1.25. Your hardware, and I'm glad I mentioned that because I wanted to show you my hardware. Hardware uh, estimated around 75 cents, which is a total of $2 to make one. And it may not even be that much. I don't know. It may cost you, yeah, I guess it could cost you a couple bucks to make this if you priced out everything. And I don't know if that includes your little clip right here. And then you got your little forgot, I can't even think of what you call it, but the snaps here. And then I got my cork and I got my faux vinyl. And of course you got your thread. So yeah, it's gonna be at least $2, if not more. To Now that I think about it, it could be at least $2 for this. But then they're saying for a single one you can sell this anywhere from $10 to $15. And you can do a set of two for 25. I don't know if that sounds like a reasonable price, so I'm asking those of you that do a lot of selling, and maybe some of this, especially uh, both Sean's and my marketing person that's here watching. What do you think about those prices? Would you sell one of these for $10? Now I can imagine somebody would say, "No, I'm gonna sell it for 5." I can see that. And that goes back to my statement that I've made several weeks ago about on your machine for less than $15. Now I know Becky, you do a lot of vendor sales, you craft shows and what have you. And I'm just curious, if you made up a bunch of these, what would you sell them for? I don't know. That has always been a dilemma, and it probably will be a dilemma to the end of time. What How people value things like that. But I do know if you go into good example. I was in New Orleans and I bought a little keychain simply because it had my name on it. I didn't need it. Could make my own. Had some little rhinestones. I already done that, been there, done that. But it had my name on it. It was cute. And I guess I was in the souvenir shopping mode. So I bought it. I think I paid $7.99 for it. I know it wasn't $10 or $15. That much I know because it would still be there. Because, like I said, I didn't need it, to be honest about it. It just happened to be something that, like I said, I was in the souvenir shopping mode at the time and looking for a little something to gather up, saying, yes, I've been here. So that's just a thought. Because sometimes we do have to be realistic in our pricing, but we also have to make sure that we capture uh, a profitable price. And all things Sean says, she said her key fobs for $10 online. They are her best sellers at craft fairs. Okay. Now, quick question. Does that include your rhinestone key fob? Because I know you make those as well. I have your rhinestone design for one. Haven't used it yet. Um, does that include those? $10, Robin, you said that seems like a reasonable price. And I agree with that because it has to be profitable. If you spend approximately $2, give or take, to make it, then I think that's a reasonable price. And what what I read, it said anywhere from $10 to $15 for a single one. So they're right in line. If you went above the $10, I think that would be something that included round or some special type of personalized design. Or I even saw someone do a key fob and they had the vinyl covering on top and they had put little glitter confetti in the inside of it and all that kind. So it's a fancy dancy one. It's not like, just a common simple one. And so yeah, I can see it going up. And then as far as the keychain is concerned, or not the keychain, the luggage tag. Now you're gonna pay a little. These I don't know exactly what they cost. What they cost in the store, but they're I'm pretty sure they're at least $10 or more to get them out the store. So where you buy these tags, they're not giving them away. I put it that way. They are not giving them away. So they're mass produced. And whereas you can make this, and like I said, this can be personalized because this is the back, and you definitely can personalize this and put a design on it, an initial on it, or whatever it is that you want to put on it, and that would raise the price. So, hi, Unbiased LLC. How are you? Thank you for stopping by. Uh, and all things Sean, you said that does include the rhinestone uh, key fobs too, because you make them in bulk to save time. Great. Yeah. Yep. Good. Good, 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 good. That's a good thing to know. So that's a good idea for you, Becky, coming up. I don't know. I know you don't have another one until next year, I guess. I don't know if you actually sell them, but Sean said those are some of her best sellers. So, and they are quick and easy to make, and that's another thing. Um, Robin, you say, what did you say? I'd say $20 for the luggage tag. Oh, okay. I don't doubt if they charge close to that, if not that, for the luggage tags in the store, especially if you're in a luggage store. Definitely, and it might be real leather. I don't know if it's real leather or not, but I know they're not. I know that they ain't giving them away. Let's put it that way. I don't know. I cannot tell you what they cost because I've not bought one and I haven't looked at prices of them in a while. But now that I've made one, I am going to make a different. I'm going to make some more of these, but I'm going to make a different design as well and see how that goes. These were quite simple and easy to make, and I liked the way it came out. It was kind of cool. Kind of cool. So, um, don't want to remind you guys, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. And also hit the notification bell and also subscribe if you have not subscribed to my channel. I do appreciate it. It helps out the channel. It helps me to keep broadcasting and being able to make little stuff like this, because material and stuff ain't free. Threads free, none of that kind of stuff. So it helps keeps the channel going when you're trying to things out and help people. So subscribe, hit the notification bell, like with a thumbs up, and comments. Comments. Ask questions, make statements, let me know what you're interested in hearing about, any of that stuff. Tell me how I'm doing, good, bad, or indifferent. All of those things are important because that helps me to grow and do better for you guys, because that's my goal, to make sure that I put out content that is of use and valuable and something that people can use. And we did find out that there are people here that have used cork. They've used um, the faux leather. I don't know if anybody has a preference over the PU leather that I mentioned versus marine vinyl, because like I mentioned, I did not know in the very beginning that it would make a difference. I'm like, vinyl is vinyl is vinyl. And I was told marine vinyl, so that's what I went for, until I start looking at other um, um, content creators and listening to what they're saying. And then I was like, that thinner vinyl, even though it's sturdy and durable, but it's so much easier to manipulate. And that's the part that is important, because when you're, especially if you're sewing, if you're putting something together, if you're making bags or totes or anything where you got to sew it together on a regular sewing machine, and I mean, you don't have industrial juki and things like that, it's important that you know that it's going to sew well for you. And so that is something that should be, you should take that into consideration, because it's going to make your life easier. Because I know going forward, that's my plan. The next bags and stuff that I try to put together and everything, I'm going to be using my thinner uh, faux leather, and see how much of a difference, if at all, it makes for the manipulation of the project. Because I have to tell you that that was my biggest complaint, and may very well be one of the reasons why I struggle with the bags that I'm making, because my struggle usually turns up to be in the area of me sewing things together, because I'm not the best sewist. I used to sew a lot, but I haven't sewn in a long time, so I'm relearning. And but that's where I have found that my struggle is, and it's not so much keeping a straight line and those kinds of things. It's just between my, I can't cut a straight line, and my sewing may not be the straightest line. And you put those two categories together, you may end up with something that's a little crooked. That, I think, is probably the problem. And I have this baby lock jazz too, which I haven't had it quite a year yet. I don't think a year. Um, and I was told when I got it, you should have got it. And now that I have it, I'm saying I should have got a Juki. And I kind of wish I did. So it probably is going to be sold eventually. And I'll try to move on to a Juki, because if I'm going to be making bags, I need to have a durable machine. I got it because of the the space big, and we were doing these quilts and stuff, and I didn't have room, and I did not want to stress out my SE 1900 trying to do these thick quilts and all of that kind of stuff, because it's a combo machine, and I know it's built for sewing and embroidery, but I didn't want to just, and I know, Robin, you do all your quilting stuff on your SE 1900, so obviously the baby works. But I was beginning to get a little nervous putting so much stress on that machine with those thick. We were doing jean purses, we were doing quilting, and with the binding and the batting, and we were doing different projects and stuff. And I was like, I'm gonna tear this machine up. I need to have me a regular quilting machine. So that's why I got it. And I still feel like I need to have a quilting machine. And I'm kind of leaning, like I said, towards a Juki because I understand that it's a workhorse, but I still think I'm a mechanical one. I want a computerized one, and there's more money. That's kind of where I am. ATV marketing now. Um, Super sticker. Thank you, appreciate it. And she's telling everybody, thumbs up, thumbs up. Thank you so much. I do appreciate everything that you're here doing and following me. This is a new platform, my Restream. So I wasn't quite sure what I was looking at, but now I see that it does the same thing that the other one that I use. So thank you so much for the super sticker. I do appreciate it. Thank you guys. Yeah, I'm open for those too. I'm open for those too. So I do appreciate all of the support and everything that all of you are giving me. I just want to remind those of you that do the Zoom. I will be Zoom tomorrow night. So come on in. And for those that do Zoom with me that aren't on here, and you guys talk to them, tell them bring their behinds on to the Zoom tomorrow night because we got things to do. We got things to do. But I do appreciate all of the support that you all do. And I do want to reiterate again before it's time to get off. Um, I had totally forgotten that I didn't do a live last week, but it became uh, it became more apparent that I didn't the more I thought about it because I remembered that I had my eye surgery last week. That was for this eye, the left eye. I am going to have the eye done on the 17th of this month. So on the 18th, which is that Tuesday, 99% of the time, I'm pretty sure I will not be having a live because that will be my recovery day. Unless a miracle happens, because not so much of pain or discomfort or anything, but I'm wearing this thing over. I mean, it's just a mess. So I'm not gonna get on here looking like somebody and punch me in my eye. So your eye is not black or blue or nothing like that, but they do put the thing on your eye and all of that kind of stuff and all of that. So just wanted to remind you guys about that. But next week I do plan to be here. That's a holiday, I think. The 11th. That's Veterans Day. Veterans Day. But my boys are veterans. My husband's a veteran. I got a whole bunch of veterans in my family, so I do salute and thank them for their service. But I do plan to be on. And then the following week is when I had my surgery. And then the week of Thanksgiving, my plan is still to be on because I'm not going out of town or anything like that. So those are my plans. And Betty said, girl, get yourself a Juki. I know you won, girl. I remember when you got yours, you probably loving it. I probably want the one that you got, so we got to talk. Because I probably want the one that you just got. Well, you got a while back, but I remember when you got yours. So, and you're a sewist. I'm not a sewist. Uh, okay, Carol, you said, uh, you love your TL18, and she does most of what I ask of her, but sometimes she struggles a bit on the thicker side. Really? Really? Now, I know Taisha, and if I understand or remember correctly, she got the industrial Juki that comes with the table and everything, and hers is a straight stitch. And she told me or us that she can stitch through 18 layers of denim. Now, I don't know if that's because it's the industrial one or what, because I have never sewn on a Juki. I don't really know a lot about a Juki other than what people tell me. And I've been told that if you want to do quilting, bag making, anything that requires heavy duty, thick fabric, that the Juki really does a good job. And if that's the case, that's kind of why I'm leaning in that direction. I still will do my research, obviously, but I can only research so much because I don't have hands-on experience. And that's what really seals the deal when you have hands-on experience, unless you can talk to people that you know and trust that does have it. So uh, um, Betty, I'm going to you. And Carol, you said the TL18 is considered a semi-industrial. Okay, okay, yeah. Is yours mechanical, and is it straight stitch only? Because that's not what I really want, to be honest about it. I want a computerized one, and I want it to not just be a straight stitch because I want it to be my only sewing machine. I do not want to use my SE 1900 for sewing. And to be honest about it, if and when I'm blessed to be able to get a luminaire, I I will be not keeping my SE 1900 because I don't see any sense of having to keeping it. So I won't be keeping it. I will be getting rid of my Baby Lock Jazz. I will be getting rid of my SE 1900, and I also have a small Janome. So I got some things that I don't believe in keeping a whole bunch of stuff around that I'm not going to use. It don't make sense to me. And I know I'm not going to use all different machines. If I get a Juki, I don't need the Baby Lock. If I get a Luminaire or something similar, I don't need the SE 1900. So that's where I'm coming from. Um, I want a flatbed embroidery machine that has a much larger hoop. So that's one of my goals. And of course, I want a sewing machine that does multiple stitching and that will stitch where I can do bags. We'll stitch through thick materials. So you guys give me good suggestions and I'll be looking into that. And Carol, you say it does both, so I guess that means it is mechanical. I mean, computerized and does um, decorative stitches and stuff like that. So I'll look it up. TL 1800. And then Betty, I'll reach out to you and so you can remind me of what you bought because I remember you got yours. I guess over a year ago now. It's been a year. It's been a minute, and you can tell me what you got because I know you were excited. Juki T. What is it? TL 1800. Now I see a Juki Haruka TL 18 QE They are QVPs, I guess, because that's what I keep seeing pop up. I see a Juki TL 1500. What I'm looking at is mechanical. It looks like it's mechanical. Okay. All righty. I will look. I will keep looking, because I know they have a mechanical. I mean a industrial one a few days ago, and it was quite pricey. But I'll look it up, and we shall see. All things Sean. You saw Juki TL. Was that 2010Q? Okay. I didn't even know Juki. Um, Sean. But yours is mechanical too. I'm looking at the Juki 2 TL 2010Q, and it is a mechanical one, and you love it. It's mechanical, and I'm assuming it's a straight stitch. Good. Give me something to think about and look into. So thank you guys. I do appreciate it. I'm looking at the clock now, and you guys know I'm a working woman. And I had to work today, and today is my off day. I had to go see the doctor and do my eye checkup, and that went flying colors, and a bunch of other stuff that wore me out. Yet, anytime you mention DMV, so you got an idea what I had to deal with. I had to register my car here and all kinds of stuff. So between going to the eye doctor and the DMV and some more stuff, my day was shot yesterday. And then my co-worker sick, and she couldn't come to work yesterday or today, so I had to go in to work today. And of course, my regular work time starts tomorrow, so I didn't get a chance to do what I had planned to do yesterday or today, but that's okay. I'll get it all done. I'll be busy tomorrow night, you guys. I'm gonna be working because I got stuff I got to do. But anyway, it is the witching hour, so it is time to say good night to everybody. Thank you guys for joining me. I do appreciate it, and I will talk to you guys next week if it's the Lord's will. So have a wonderfully blessed rest of your week, and take care, and I will see you next week, and I'll see some of you tomorrow night as well. Good night, everybody.